welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a goofy couple in love that loves reacting to some Genshin.
Yes, we do.
And so we're checking out Genshin Impact today, collected Miscellany for Aloy, Sara Kujou, and Kokomi Sangonomiya. So I think I said Aloy right, but I don't know about the rest. Maybe I didn't even say her name right.
Watch how you got that one wrong and all the rest you got right.
Yeah, could be. And so if you want all of our Genshin Impact reactions, check out the description of this video. We got a playlist there for you. And we also have a link to our Patreon and get early ad-free access. For our Genshin Impact in particular, we're like a month ahead in those reactions. So exciting news is that every Tuesday, so we can, till we get through the whole Collected Miscellany playlist, because it's long, we're gonna have Genshin Impact on Triple Trailer Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna have other videos as well, but Genshin Impact is a guarantee.
Yeah. Guarantee.
So, because we react to Genshin Impact so much,
we have a drink.
Yeah.
It's Klee's Sparkling Bomb, which if you've seen our other Genshin reactions, you know it's one of my favorites. It's Pop Rocks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
If memory serves me right, the last time an Outlander visited Tibet was centuries ago. Imagine my surprise when I discovered yet another guest during my most recent travels. A machine hunter, an outcast of the Nora tribe. Oh my, I cannot wait to learn more about her and her abilities.
It's a cool crossover.
Let's not dilly-dally.
Her from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Aloy here.
Aloy.
I don't know
Aloy.
this world,
I did say it wrong.
but my arrows are sharp and my bow's ready.
Based on my observations, Aloy is highly proficient with a bow and arrow. She can limit her prey's mobility with the power of
It's a cool
cryo,
image.
aiding companions in setting up ambushes. Rejected by her tribe since birth, Aloy gained her hunting prowess under the watchful eye of an experienced hunter. Like any successful adventurer, hunters never rush into danger. One must tactfully hide and wait to strike. When Aloy is in the party, animals that produce foul, raw meat, or chilled meat will not be startled when approached. Aloy's
friends with the
normal
animals.
attack deals physical damage and can combo up to 4 consecutive shots. For a more precise aimed shot with increased damage, hold the attack button.
Nice.
Aiming will
Wow, range
also
strikes.
accumulate frost on the arrowhead, which will deal cryo damage once fully charged.
Cool.
Tap Aloy's elemental skill to throw a freeze bomb in the targeted direction that explodes on impact, dealing cryo damage. When it detonates, the bomb will split into chill water bomblets that explode on contact with opponents or after a short delay, dealing cryo damage. Such an ingenious blasting design. When a freeze bomb or chill water bomblet hits an opponent, the opponent's attack is reduced, and Aloy receives a coil stack, which increases her normal attack damage. When she has 4 stacks, the coil effect is removed, and Aloy gains Rushing Ice for a set time period, which additionally increases her normal attack damage and converts her normal attack damage into cryo damage. While under the effect of Rushing Ice, Aloy cannot receive new coil stacks. Coil effects will be cleared once Aloy leaves the field for a set time. After unlocking the talent Combat Override, for a certain duration after gaining the coil effect, Aloy increases the attack of all party members. This effect cannot stack.
The hunt is on!
Aloy throws a power cell filled with cryo in the targeted direction, then detonates it with an arrow, dealing AoE cryo damage. An explosive infused with elemental energy. Remarkable. If utilized in the right time and place, its effectiveness will be indisputable. A good hunter can deliver a decisive blow or hold their own during a long battle. After unlocking the talent Strong Strike, when Aloy is in the Rushing Ice state conferred by Frozen Wilds, her cryo damage bonus gradually increases.
That was a cool shot.
Aloy
Yeah.
is
Like
a skilled
badass
hunter
moment.
who moves with great precision, like a cat.
Yeah, they've
in
been like
pursuit of
slow
its
motion
prey.
for her shots, and like
Difficult to
hers is very
escape her
cinematic.
attacks once
Yeah.
she locks onto her target. Any foe can be conquered with the joint forces of her and her companions. In combat, Aloy often opens up with her freeze bomb. and accumulates coil stacks while her teammates launch their attacks. Once an opponent is hit by a freeze bomb or chill water bomblet, the party's attack will be increased thanks to the combat override talent. When Aloy reaches 4 coil stacks, she enters the rushing ice state. This makes her arrows even more lethal as they'll pierce enemies with biting frost. Combine this with the talent Strong Strike to constantly increase Aloy's cryo damage during rushing ice. When her energy is full, Aloy unleashes her elemental burst that wipes out opponents in the target area.
I'm curious because we haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. They seem to be really focused on cold with her.
I hope you found
Is that
my research
related
as
to the game, or is that
informative
just a
as I
choice that they
did. As a
made? I
sorcerer,
think it's just a choice they made.
love
That's what I
making
was
new
thinking.
discoveries, examining all kinds of otherworldly things, and using that knowledge to create something new. Maybe Aloy and I are more alike than it may seem. Though she plays so many roles in her homeworld, Aloy begins her journey into Vat with a clean slate.
A little sassy with her
She'll
hand
get
on
to
her hip.
know new places, meet new companions, and reconsider what her homeland means to her. With her survival skills, adventuring into Vat should be a breeze.
Hey, Klee.
If only she'd let me tinker with her bombs a little.
The Tengu of Inazuma dwell in the mountain forests, rarely appearing in human society. To live among humans as Kujou Sara does, not to mention serve as their army general, is almost unheard of. One wonders if, in her eyes, the profound seclusion of the densely wooded mountains and the eternity pined for by the Raiden Shogun bear any similarity to each other.
I will lead us to victory.
Kujou Sara.
As general of the Tenryo Commission, Kujou Sara is a fearless warrior and a formidable leader. As one of Tengu blood, she can summon the mighty power of Tengu Jurai to rouse her troops, as she leads them into the heat of battle. The Tengu are known for their agility, and Kujou Sara knows Inazuma exceptionally well, as her role requires
like
her
music.
to move around frequently and
Intense.
rapidly. When Kujou Sara is dispatched on an expedition in Inazuma, she completes the task in a reduced time. Kujou Sara's normal attack can combo up to 5 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. Holding
Got
the
some flair,
attack
too.
button executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, crackling lightning accumulates on the arrowhead. An arrow fully charged with the storm's might will deal electro damage to enemies on impact.
That's fully charged with the storm's
When
might.
Kujou Sara casts her elemental skill, she retreats rapidly with the speed of a Tengu, then summons the protection of the Crow Feather in the form of Crow Feather Cover. When Kujou Sara fires a fully charged aimed shot, Crow Feather Cover is consumed, and a Crow Feather is left where the arrow strikes. After a short duration, the Crow Feather triggers Tengu Jurai Ambush, which deals electro damage to enemies in its AoE, and grants the active character within its AoE an attack bonus, based on Kujou Sara's base attack. Skilled use of this technique allows Kujou Sara to rapidly evade enemy attacks, and also set the stage for a robust counterattack from an advantageous position.
Sweet.
Yeah.
After unlocking the talent Immovable Will, after gaining Crow Feather cover by casting her elemental skill, Kujou Sara's
It totally
aim
looks like
shots
she's
reach full
transformed
charge more
into
quickly.
Weiss for a second.
Right?
Did you see it too?
Kujou Sara
Yeah, I
is
did.
an
Okay.
intelligent and capable
Wait,
general.
Weiss is in this?
Troop morale is all the stronger just for knowing she is in command. After unlocking the talent Decorum, when Tengu Jurai Ambush hits an enemy, all party members restore some energy, the amount of which is based on Kujou Sara's energy recharge. This effect can be triggered once per set time period.
Music just keeps getting more and more intense.
Glory to the Shogun!
Kujou Sara casts down Tengu Jurai Titanbreaker, dealing AoE electro damage. Afterwards, Tengu Jurai Titanbreaker spreads out into 4 consecutive bouts of
Sweet.
Tengu Jurai Storm Cluster, dealing AoE electro damage. Both Titanbreaker and Storm Cluster can provide the active character within their AoE with the same attack bonus as given by Tengu Jurai Ambush. The attack bonus provided by various kinds of Tengu Jurai.
I like the thunder characters, the lightning and everything.
The effective
Yeah.
duration is determined by the last
I mean, her
Tengu Jurai
her thing
to
has a lot of
take effect.
flair.
Yeah.
Kujou Sara is a seasoned war veteran and a leader greatly admired by her subordinates. She uses the secret techniques of the Tengu to bolster her forces and empower them to win victory after victory. In battle, Kujou Sara must make deft use of her elemental skill to adjust her strategic position and use charged shots to trigger Tengu Jurai ambush, dealing damage to the enemy while providing attack bonuses to teammates, and restoring energy for the whole party. When energy is full, Kujou Sara unleashes her elemental burst to assault the enemy, and once again provide a Tengu Jurai attack bonus, paving the way for her forces to swoop in and crush the enemy's defenses.
Sweet.
As a
thick
Tengu
of the
raised by humans,
Sword.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Sara heeds the call of humanity, forsaking her own kind to fight for the mortal world in battle. Perhaps those who achieve such outstanding feats are too satisfied with their own brilliance to realize that their god has raised them in a prison. Sometimes I cannot decide whether the greater tragedy is to have lost all one's own ambition or to have adopted the wishes of a god as one's own.
Interesting philosophical question.
Yeah. Flabella.
In the western regions of Inazuma lies Watatsumi Island, home to a culture and natural landscape unique in the entire archipelago. According to legend, Orobaxi was Watatsumi Island's guardian deity. Even after being slain, this god's will to protect the island flowed on in the Sangonomiya clan. The current heir to this bloodline is known as the divine priestess, Sangonomiya Kokomi.
All is accounted for. Let's move out.
Her role is to serve as the island's leader, as well as commander of its armed forces. Behind her delicate appearance lies the mind of a brilliant tactician. She is adept in harnessing the power of Hydro to aid her forces in battle. As their commander, she bravely leads her troops into the fray, sweeping away enemies like sand in the tide. Kokomi spent her childhood on Watatsumi Island. Playing among darting fish and rolling waves, she feels at home in the water. When Sangonomiya Kokomi is in your party, she reduces swimming stamina consumption for your own party members, making exploration faster. Kokomi's normal attack performs up to 3 consecutive strikes that take the form of swimming fish, dealing hydro damage. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and deals AoE hydro damage after a short casting time.
Not as impressed with the water ones.
Tap Kokomi's elemental skill to summon a Bake Kurage
that
created
jellyfish?
from water that
Yeah, I
can
think so.
heal her allies.
All right, that was cool.
This ability applies the wet status to Kokomi. The Bake Kurage periodically deals hydro damage to surrounding enemies, while also healing nearby active characters. The healing amount scales with Kokomi's max HP.
Covenants of the Deep!
Kokomi summons the might of Watatsumi, dealing hydro damage to surrounding enemies, and dons her watery ceremonial garment. While enrobed in the ceremonial garment, Kokomi's normal attack, charged attack, and Bake Kurage damage are increased. And she regenerates HP for all nearby party members when her normal and charged attacks hit opponents. Kokomi's damage increase and the healing amount both scale with her max HP. Additionally, Kokomi's ceremonial garment increases her resistance to interruption and allows her to walk on the water's surface.
That's cool.
Yeah.
After unlocking the talent Tamanoya's casket, casting Kokomi's elemental burst refreshes the duration of her Bake Kurage if already on the battlefield. In the pure glow of her water-woven garment, Kokomi draws power from the traditional song of the divine priestess. After unlocking the talent Song of Pearls, when enrobed by the ceremonial garment, Kokomi's max HP base damage dealt by her normal and charged attacks is further increased by an amount that scales with her own healing bonus. Kokomi plans meticulously for every battle she faces. Her thorough attention to detail ensures that her forces will emerge victorious. Sangonomiya Kokomi sacrifices Crit Rate to increase her healing bonus. Matched with her talent Song of Pearls, she offers stability in any conflict. In the chaos of battle, victory and defeat can hinge on a single moment. Versed in the art of war, Kokomi knows to stay calm and composed as she develops her winning strategy. The survival of her forces being a key part of her ability to seize the moment of victory. In battle, Kokomi uses the Bake Kurage summoned by her elemental skill to recover HP for her teammates, and set up perfect conditions for hydro-elemental reactions, assisting her allies on the offensive. When needed, she personally joins the fray to unleash her elemental burst, strengthening her abilities with the ceremonial garment. Then, with the aid of her teammates and her Bake Kurage,
Yeah,
she
she got
attacks
jellyfish, she
like
got
a tidal
birds.
wave, overwhelming the enemy and securing victory. Long ago, a god defeated the enemies from the deep and raised the people of Watatsumi from the desolate seabed. Later, another god vanquished their beloved Watatsumi Omikami, leaving the deathly Tataragami in its wake. If you were to liken human history to a great battle, the actions of gods would seem as difficult to predict as the weather, a capricious variable. Faced with such turbulent storms, who knows how long this girl who carries a divine will can protect the people of this island.
Okay. All right, so what'd you think?
I enjoyed that. When they had, I want to make sure I say it right, Aloy on there.
Aloy, yeah.
Hers was so good and so cinematic, and they did a great job showing her as a badass that I was pretty sure I was like, well, there's my favorite. But then we got to Sarah.
Yeah.
I think Sarah's my favorite.
Oh, Sara.
Sarah, sorry.
Yeah,
Sarah.
Kujou Sara or whatever. But Sarah, I think what I was told, Japanese names, the last name's first and then the first name is last.
Right, I forgot that, yes.
So I think so. Sarah, yeah, I agree. She was my favorite as well.
See, I'm so sorry. We're both not great with pronunciations. I'm also terrible, exceptionally bad. So my apologies on the name pronunciation, but she was my favorite. The power of the storm was just so cool. And you pointed out her music was fantastic.
Yeah. It seemed like extra cranked up too for some reason.
Yeah, there was just a thing about the presentation of her that had a lot of oomph and fit her so well that I walked away with that going like, oh, I didn't think somebody was going to outdo Horizon Zero Dawn, but she kind of just did, and she's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. She's one of my favorite characters that we've seen so far. So I really enjoyed her. And then, yeah, probably be Aloy and then Kokomi last. But although I think she's probably the strongest because she's like, I don't know, she inherited a god's power. She's part of a god lineage. I wasn't entirely sure about what was going on there.
But it was impressive.
Yeah, she inherited the mantle of it. So I assume she has near godlike powers. So I assume that makes her pretty powerful.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. She came across as more little girl-esque than the other two. And so I think that naturally leads you to underestimate her and to think of her as just being sweet and maybe naive and innocent and nice.
Yeah.
Which is such an understatement for the character that she was. And had she been in a different group, probably would have stuck out a lot more, but she was at such a disadvantage going after Sarah Kujou.
Kujou Sara.
Oh, wow. Kujou Sara. Wow, I cannot talk on my best days, and today is not one of those. She was just at a disadvantage going after her because she was so impressive that you couldn't... It was a tough act to follow in every way. So Kokomi just, after that, I think felt slightly less climactic than Kujou had.
Yeah, and so I had setting these up since we have like the different videos spread out, like kind of like piece them together in one video and then upload them there, and like then I have the titles on the video. So I messed up one with Aloy's name because I put 2 L's in her name, and that's why I went with Aloy. And then remembering what someone had said about the Japanese names being first, because like I didn't want us to get confused about which characters were which ones, because I think some of them have the same last name. So and like because like Sangonomiya Kokomi, like when he was referring to her, a lot of times he was referring to her as just Kokomi or whatever. Yeah. Like by her first name, which I assume that was her first name. So I kind of did that to try to help us out a little bit, but then I think it messes up when go for the pronunciations and remembering and introducing the characters. So we just can't win.
No, we're not skilled.
No,
not in this arena.
Even when we try to do a little cheat code, does not help us out at all. Let us know what you thought about these down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access to our Genshin Impact reactions, we're reacting to it every Tuesday as we work our way through the Collected Miscellany playlist. And you can get up to a month early free access on our Patreon down below in the description of this video. There's a link for that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Genshin Impact, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.